Hello, nerds watching all over the internet. It is Thursday night. It is April 11th, and we're here for another exciting live special edition of Wrestle Rewind. That's right, folks.
Yeah!
Another Thursday night to discuss all the greatest matches, segments, OMG moments, controversial moments, historical milestones, and many other moments that's happened in the world of, for better or worse, that has happened in the world of pro wrestling. And guiding you in this journey is your host. I am Jose Casabona, host of this show. I'm also the host, the founder, the executive producer, and content manager of the Ravens Flock channel. And on behalf of all of us on this channel, we appreciate you tuning in tonight. And joining behind the camera is the host of the Black Files, my tag partner for Wrestle Rewind, a man who puts in to be hours behind all the videos that we produce on his channel every single week. The man who personifies extreme. The man who will guide us into the Triple H era. What? Mr. Juan Arouse.
Wait, I didn't agree to this. What? I can't guide anyone to anything.
We're in a new era, Juancho, and you are leading the charge.
I need an adult.
We are adults.
I need a real adult. Wait.
He has never been more real than this moment, and this time, right here and now.
And, folks, we have a special surprise for tonight's edition of Wrestle Rewind. Joining us is the host of Los Amigos Play, a man who literally lives off of salt and controversy, Mr. Angel Mendez.
Hello, everyone. Thank you kindly
for joining us today. Right here. I'm pointing at Angel's head. Right here, guys.
Yay.
Yeah. Hello, everybody. Thank you once again for joining us today. I apologize I wasn't able to join in the previous show, The Black Files, yesterday due to real-time life complications. So I decided to make it up to you all and join Mr. Casabona and Mr. Arouse in this fantastic wrestling match. Though I may not be an expert in all the things ringside, I do nonetheless appreciate your welcoming presence, and I thank you all kindly for taking the time to sit down and enjoy the show with us. I hope you enjoy listening to this as much as we enjoy talking to you.
Absolutely. And of course, bear in mind, folks, that we are simulcasting on both YouTube.com and Kick.com. Hit the subscribe or the follow button on the bottom right corner of your screen. Click the bell icon to enable notifications. Leave your questions and comments below, and we'll answer as many as we can. And if you wish to go above and beyond to cash in on Money in the Bank and win the World to support the Ravens Flock, damn it, then you can become an Inner Flocker. For $4.99 a month, you'll have access to all the perks that comes with our membership. Juan, tell them.
Well, for all the Inner Flockers we've got in our chat, and I know we have plenty, go ahead and show off those lovely membership badges and custom emojis, letting everybody know that you stepped up in order to rescue the Ravens Flock from the clutches of late-stage capitalism to become full-time YouTubers. We've been working since 2013 to make your voice our mission, and so far, we like to think we've done a hell of a good job. But we want to take that mission the next step further and do this full-time. In order for us to do that, we need to be able to not have to worry about money or being stuck in 9-to-5 jobs that slowly, painfully, and mercilessly drain the life out of us. Imagine a catheter, and imagine a blood platelet separating centrifuge for when you're trying to donate blood plasma. And then also imagine a spinal tap going not just into your lower back, but actually sliding its way all the way up your spinal column. That amount of horrible pain and extraction of life force doesn't compare to the mess that we deal with in our 9-to-5 jobs. But with your help, we can and will escape this and be able to be our own bosses for you. All right, so you also get access to members first and members only content, a special discount to our merch store, link in the description below, and you get access to us, the Ravens Flock, your favorite Motley Crue nerds, here to make your voice our mission. By providing us your thoughts, your input, your feedback, and your ideas to better shape the future of this channel to suit your tastes and needs.
I can't stop poking Angel's head. I feel like a woodpecker.
Quit pecking.
So that's what that pressure in the back of my skull was. Joe, cut that shit out. I'm trying to work.
So far, we've got Nikki Bella and Vince Guerrero Vicente Guerrero in the chat. Hey, folks.
Thank you.
He said it was saying, yes, new era until Triple H start doing the same things again. I doubt that. If he's going to be making mistakes, he's going to be making his own completely new and different type of mistakes. I promise you that. the man may not be perfect, but he's definitely a right step up from the previous regime. But Jose, why don't you tell the fine folks, what is it that we normally do here on Wrestle Rewind?
Here on Wrestle Rewind, normally what we do is we review 3 of the most exciting professional wrestling programs in North America today. That is WWE's NXT, AEW Dynamite, and TNA Impact. However, for this week's episode, we're going to take a break from our regular format, and we're going to go into a special edition that I like to call Main Event Thursday.
Yeah!
For this week's edition, we're going to discuss the main events of the following pay-per-views that happened at WrestleMania weekend. That is NXT Stand and Deliver.
And where did that take place, Jose?
NXT Stand and Deliver took place over at the Wells Fargo Center in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Yay! So, right in the shadow of what was happening in WrestleMania weekend in Philadelphia as well. So, excellent. Yeah, right up the same neighborhood.
We're also going to discuss the main event for this year's Ring of Honor Supercard of Honor. That is the Ring of Honor's version of WrestleMania that happened on Friday, April 5th in Philadelphia.
Yep, and how fucking weird is it? Like, actually, no, it's not weird. I commented on it earlier. I was the one who said, like, yeah, everyone is taking advantage of the hype and glory and pageantry of WrestleMania in order to show off the styles of their own promotion. So I suppose Tony Khan, since he's also the owner of Ring of Honor, he could not resist.
Of course.
It makes sense. I mean, at the end of the day, WrestleMania is their big business. It's like the Super Bowl for wrestling. So even rivals of the business want to put it in there to cash in their business. It's like, hey, you like Coke? What if I sell you this Pepsi?
Exactly.
Whoa. Let's not go that far.
Whoa.
I'd go closer to, like, I don't know, RC Cola?
I am being very generous with my comparison.
Yes, you are. You're being very generous. You should be ashamed of yourself.
I'm biased. I go for A&W Root Beer. And speaking of which, we'll also discuss the main events for Night 1 and Night 2 of WrestleMania 40, which took place at the Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, the home stadium of the Philadelphia Eagles.
Which explains
Nice.
why almost every good guy was wearing the colors of the Philadelphia Eagles. That weird steel and greenish color. What would you call that? Would you call that like powder turquoise? What is that color? It's not green. It's not blue.
I would call it dark emerald green or forest green.
It's not quite greenish for that. I'm going with powder turquoise.
Angel, what do you think?
I would go with something like sea foam green, but the colors were changing. I particularly like that one jacket one of the hosts had that was like deep sea green with gold like embroidery. It looked really cool.
Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about.
That was Corey Graves, right?
That was Corey Graves, and yeah, kudos to him. He had a cool jacket. That was awesome. But yeah, WrestleMania 40 was definitely awesome, and we got a lot to get to, folks. So let's go ahead and let's start things off. Juan. But actually, you know what? Before we get to that, I got to pump the brakes for a second because
you're getting ahead of yourself.
Yeah, I'm getting a little ahead of myself. But I feel like even with that, like it's not going to be enough. This is a lot of wrestling. This is a lot to talk about because we're covering an entire WrestleMania weekend, and to do this, I need a dose of energy.
Which is why we here at the Ravens Flock have got the remedy for you, Jose. We got the dosage and we got the sticky icky for you, which is why we're glad to be partnered with Glitch Energy.
That's right, Glitch Energy, the ideal beverage for geeks and nerds all over the world to keep your bodies hydrated and supercharged for any physical activity, whether it's fitness, video gaming, or whether you're working a 9-to-5 job, or any type of physical activity, it's all good.
Now get this, Glitch Energy's energy line of their patented blend of smart energy beverages. They just released 2 new flavors here within the past week and a half. Kindred Kiwi, which is inspired by the folks over at Kindred Nations, who specialize in hot sauces, and MNK Mango, which is inspired by the gamer Reps, who is part of Team TSM. Apparently, he's a big Apex Legends gamer. He's a big deal. They gave him mango. I want that mango in my life. Put it in my veins already.
Absolutely.
He's Glitch a gamer.
Glitch Energy has an incredible line of energy beverages of different kinds of flavors, and I like how the folks at Glitch Energy are naming them inspired by the online gaming contributors that work with Glitch Energy. It's really cool, and you'll like it. Now, the one that I just showed off is from the Revive brand, which is blackberry lemonade, and the Revive brand specializes in hydration and endurance. Myself and Angel Mendez are still chugging away on on that drink, and we're loving every bit of it.
What's great about all
Honestly, it's the one thing that gets my 9 to 5 going, because if I have to deal with those many people, I might as well have something to parch my throat with.
Exactly, and what's great about this stuff is that even though the Glitch Revive blend doesn't have the gaming energy fuel in it, it doesn't need it. It keeps you refreshed without needing to worry about the caffeine jitters. But the real kicker is that even with the gaming energy formulation, these guys get you set up with 0 sugar, 0 carbs, 0 calories, and 0 crash. But what's the best part about all of this? Is that it tastes so good.
No. I'm going to correct you, and I'm going to correct Angel. It doesn't taste good. It tastes great.
Like, apparently the MNK Mango is only on pre-sale, and they're going to start shipping it out mid-April, so y'all may want to get to it while the getting's good.
Absolutely, and if you go on to glitchenergy.com and use our promo code FLOCKFUEL, you'll receive a 20% discount on all of your online purchases. So we want to thank the Ravens. We want to thank Glitch Energy for partnering with the Ravens Flock. Thank you very much. You've been awesome. You may have made a serious mistake.
Also, I got to tell you right now, Angel, we're going to have to abort Operation Retrieval. Okay, listen, I'm sorry. I hate to be the one to break the bad news to you, buddy. But listen, it looks like somebody snitched out to us. Somebody snitched to Glitch at us. We're not going to be able to get our hand on the M&K Mango before it goes on sale. I'm sorry. I know that this is like shit timing, but it is what it is. We're going to have to abort. I'm sorry.
Snitch to Glitch.
Yes.
Nice alliteration there.
As usual, my disappointment is immeasurable, and my day continues to be ruined by snitches who will, in due time, get several stitches.
It's okay, Angel. There will always be another time. Besides, I'll probably get this puppy on my next check anyway. So.
That's right. Snitches get stitches, but they don't get no glitches,
exactly.
Bitches.
There you go.
Yeah!
Also, we got Lisa Boo and Kurisi Randall-sama up in the chat. Hey, up there, folks. Welcome to Wrestle Rewind. We appreciate you guys. So, shall we begin, Jose?
Yes, we shall. Let's go ahead and begin by discussing the main event of Ring of Honor's Super Card of Honor. Juan, ring that bell.
Don't mind if I do.
Hells yeah! Now, as I said earlier, Ring of Honor, Super Card of Honor is the equivalent to Ring of Honor's WrestleMania. It's their marquee annual event, and they had a lot of great matches on the card. But there's one main event that folks are talking about who've watched Super Card of Honor, and that is Eddie Kingston, the Mad King, the King of the Bums, defending the Ring of Honor World Championship against Mark Briscoe.
That boy right there. I mean, seriously. Angel, you gotta see this boy right here. I'm gonna show you that boy. I will show it to you, and you will love him for it. Just
show me the big boy.
Just look at the attitude on him, just in his graphic right here. You see Eddie Kingston on the left, and you see Mark Briscoe on the right over here. All right.
See, you know that Briscoe's got the attitude because he doesn't have the need to make a facial expression. His body language, the arms crossed, the defiant stare. That's what says, I am here to fuck shit up.
What's crazy is that this actually comes at the heels of after Eddie Kingston having lost the AEW Continental Championship.
To Kazuchika Okada, which we have covered on Wrestle Rewind.
Yeah, and that came
In other words, that means that he has something to prove.
Exactly. So here's the thing. Eddie Kingston was up until he lost that title a triple champion. He was the Ring of Honor World Champion, the AEW Continental Champion, and the New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong Openweight Champion. Yes.
That is correct.
So right now he lost one title. Now he's down to 2. Let's see if how that turned out for him against that boy himself, Mark Briscoe, at Super Card of Honor. Tell us how this went, Jose.
Well, the match started off with both these guys going back and forth, exchanging holds, exchanging wrist locks, and reversals. It started off, the first couple of minutes was very technical based, and it just proves to you that, Eddie Kingston, he's got the personality of and the appearance of an asshole, but he knows when to wrestle, but he knows how to get his ground game going when it counts. And then And then the action spills at ringside as Mark Briscoe, like he went for a he went for a cannonball senton to the outside, and they brawled at ringside until Eddie Kingston was able to bust Mark Briscoe open on the forehead, and took control of the match.
Like, also, sorry, real quick, minor aside, Vicente Guerrero was saying, like, hey, this glitch energy has to be better than the Logan Paul energy drink. I've read mixed reviews on his version.
Well, I'm not one to try to speak disparagingly about another product.
I am. Fuck
Okay, let me rephrase that. We are legally not allowed to disparage about another product because there might be a chance that product may promote us in the future. But we can say without a shadow of a doubt that we enjoy what we drink. And if we don't like it, we don't sell it to you.
Let's just say we're not going to be getting any invitational letters from Logan Paul anytime in the future.
Sorry, we're not going to be on impulsive. We're not maverick enough for him. But I suppose...
Somehow I found that to be a compliment.
Yeah, so there's a secret ingredient to being a maverick like Logan Paul. The secret ingredient is crime.
Oh!
The secret ingredient is disregard for the law.
Exactly.
All right.
So back to Kingston and
Kingston rolled Briscoe back into the ring, and it was all Kingston's games. There were moments when Mark Briscoe tried to get a second win, but Eddie Kingston just keeps cutting the legs from right under him. You could see him punishing Mark Briscoe in the middle of the ring, a series of elbow drops, and Briscoe's face is all bloodied up. My word.
Like, it's literally, you see he's got, maybe there's some flesh on the front of his head, but all you can see is red and a beard underneath the red. It's a freaking travesty. And
I'm looking at the picture right now. That man's head was turned into the consistency of a hamburger meat.
And this is all while Eddie Kingston, being the freaking psycho that he is, continuing to drop his elbow straight into Mark Briscoe's chest. That is not going to do anybody any favors. I don't care how tough you are.
Exactly. Now,
forget the ring. I want to give you pulmonary issues when you turn 60.
But I'm already 42. Great.
Well, I don't know about pulmonary issues, but both their chests definitely lit up pink. There was an exchange of chops between both Mark Briscoe and Eddie Kingston. Not once, but like there were a couple moments when they were just chopping away at each other's chests, like a test of endurance, a test of toughness.
It's just Eddie Kingston saying, fuck you, I want you to suffer in the cheapest way possible. This is minimal impact to me, maximum damage to you. Angel, have you ever been on the receiving end of a knife edge chop to your chest?
Thankfully, I have not, but I can tell you, I've seen it enough times to know that shit is there for both pain and psychological impact.
Well, sadly, Jose and I have both been on the receiving end of those, and I will tell you.
I am so sorry to hear that.
And I will tell you right now, I appreciate your sympathy, but it will never. I've never financially recovered from this.
Now,
just one looking at his chest and this angry red mark on it, I will never financially recover from this.
Exactly.
Right. All right. So getting back to the action here. So Mark Briscoe was able to get the ground going. After their exchange of chops, you can see him hitting a comeback, hitting a series of flying forearms.
Nice.
And we even got a moment where they were exchanging exploder suplexes in the middle of the ring, and I thought that was a really cool visual.
So, Jose, for those of us who don't know how an exploder suplex looks or goes, try to explain it to us.
Oh man, this is going to be really tough. Okay, so it's basically. Yeah, no, I will do my best. So basically an exploder suplex takes many forms, but the objective is to grab your opponent in a position right in front of you and toss him right over your shoulder, over your head, and suplex him in the ring.
Okay, just so close to like a German suplex or
like a belly to belly.
More like a belly to belly.
Like a release belly to belly. Very
okay,
yeah. More of a power move, yeah.
Okay, I see. So these two basically exchanged that over and over. Ow.
Over and over, yes. And Eddie Kingston did try to put away Mark Briscoe with the spinning back fist, which is his finishing move, not once, but twice. But Mark Briscoe kept kicking out after two. He will not go down.
There was even a spot there, and I did catch this. Mark Briscoe was just sitting in the center of the ring. He looked like he did not know where the fuck he was. Where Kingston went off bounced off the rope and basically tried to punch downward straight into Briscoe's face, but Briscoe dodged over. It looked like he was trying to like just fall off and die, but no, he had enough wherewithal to actually make that a tactical dodge, and Kingston ended up just punching the mat.
Yep. After that misfire, Mark Briscoe hits the Death Valley. We'll get to that in just a bit. Mark Briscoe hits the Death Valley driver and goes for a flying elbow drop, but Eddie Kingston kicked out after 2. And after some more back and forth action, we finally get to the finish. He finally nails Eddie Kingston with the C4 spike, the underhook pile driver, to pin and win.
You're not going to believe it. It's insane. And I think this is the first time Mark Briscoe has ever won a world title.
That's right. And you can see him celebrating with it. Crimson mask and all, celebrating it air guitar style. Your winner and new Ring of Honor world champion, Mark Briscoe.
Couldn't have had.
I gotta hand it to the guy after the humiliating defeat that he had before. I wasn't expecting him to win this one at the first, but I can only describe his tenacity as iron-like. This man literally forgot the meaning of the word stop while that fight was happening.
No, you're absolutely right. And considering that for basically 99% of his career, Mark Briscoe, along with his late brother Jay Briscoe, were mainly tag team guys. Seeing Mark Briscoe flourish on his own, like I said, sadly enough, after the passing of his brother in a really fucked up, like a routine car crash kind of thing.
Damn.
Thankfully, like his daughters survived that crash, but unfortunately, Jay Briscoe himself did not. But obviously, Jay is looking down at his brother up in heaven, and he's also sharing a crooked ass missing tooth smile in celebration.
But who cares?
This one's for you, brah.
Because Mark Briscoe did exactly what they always say. He reached for the skies and he won the championship, and he got the big celebration. There was color confetti all over the ring. A lot of the Ring of Honor folks, they were throwing streamers in the ring.
People were throwing streamers into the ring. It was just fucking hysterical. I love it.
Yep. And then there was a lot of folks that emptied out the locker room that came down and celebrated with Mark Briscoe. This has been a long time coming for him, and I am happy that Mark Briscoe got his moment.
Damn right.
That's nice, man. It feels good to see like the guy, because you gotta understand, a wrestler that spent his entire life doing tag team, adapting to solo play, that shit is hard. You're working years of habits, you know? It doesn't just go away. It's difficult.
Exactly. And you know what? Let's give credit where credit is due. Eddie Kingston pulled off a great main event match against Mark Briscoe. You know, he has a really rough story himself. I just learned that apparently around 2020, before signing with AEW officially, Eddie Kingston was at the end of his ropes. Like he was broke, he was out of money, and he was at the point where he had to sell his clothes just to make ends meet. And to see
holy shit, it was just like Rocky.
Yeah, and to see him come so far into where he is right now, yeah, he just lost 2 championships, but man, he's had one hell of a run as triple champion.
So we got nothing but respect for the Mad King. We got nothing but respect for that boy right there. And truthfully, this is just a nice, all-around, well-done match, and a fairy tale ending. I guess you could say that in his own way, Mark Briscoe managed to finish his story.
It's amazing that all this exciting content is happening in Ring of Honor. If only it wasn't behind a paywall.
Yeah. That's I will always always be completely baffled by why the hell Tony Khan isn't able to backdoor his way to get Ring of Honor on one of his television deals, instead of just continuously swapping the talent over left, right, and center and confusing the shit out of everyone. Just take one of your programs, one of your big shows like Rampage or Collision, and turn that into a Ring of Honor show. Boom, done. But apparently he can't because he's an idiot.
Yeah, apparently.
You think that would be the smart business decision? But Tony Khan is not known for making smart business decisions, now is he?
No, he is not, and that's something that we're going to get to a little bit later. But now let's go ahead and shift gears, and let's go straight into the main event of NXT Stand and Deliver. As I mentioned earlier, this Stand and Deliver took place over at the Wells Fargo Center, and it's the same venue, the same arena where Bray Wyatt made his return to the WWE on October 2022 at the end of Extreme Rules.
So this has some history in it over here. Real quick, before we go on, in the chat, Vicente Guerrero saying, Eddie Kingston is so hardcore, he could not have a smiling pic or cut an ultra-happy babyface promo if his career was on the line.
Hell no! You don't want him to smile.
Once. Never again.
Exactly. Truthfully, Eddie Kingston, he's got a giant chip on his shoulder, as personality-wise. So your mileage may vary when it comes to the guy.
And speaking of having a chip on his shoulder, let's go ahead and talk about the main event of NXT Stand and Deliver. Two former best friends duking at each other. Sometimes the main event doesn't revolve around a championship or family, well, it does family in this case. Sometimes it revolves around two best friends. It's a story of jealousy, vengeance, dissension, envy. It's Carmelo Hayes. It's Trick Williams going 1-on-1 against Carmelo Hayes. God damn it, Juan!
I win!
When you think about it, though, these are the matches that draw the pure joy out of people because everybody can fight for money. But when you're fighting for your ideals, that's when shit gets real. Metal Gear taught me that, you know?
It's true. Metal Gear changed our lives for better and for worse.
Mostly worse.
Oh my God, Juan, you asshole! How dare you dig that up?
I'm not sorry.
All right, but yeah, Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams, man, they told a really good story. We've covered it here on NXT. They've been building it for weeks. We're finally getting the big blow off at Stand and Deliver. There's a lot to talk about, so let's go ahead and get right to it. So Trick Williams starts off immediately on the offense on Carmelo Hayes, laying him out in the middle of the ring, trying to keep the fight onto his former best friend. And of course, the story of the match is Carmelo Hayes is trying to work over the left knee of Trick Williams, the same knee that Carmelo Hayes took out back in February at Vengeance Day.
So he's being surgical in this one. He's like, nah, screw this. Screw you in particular. I'm not dealing with your crap anymore.
Yeah,
See, that's why it feels good, because it's a cold fury. There is times in the wrestling business when we see wrestlers who are so eager to jump each other's bones, and I mean that in the non-sexy way, that they just forgo all strategy and start beating the fuck out of each other with absolutely no technique. But this is different. This is focused anger. This is fury that says, I don't want to hurt you. I want to break you. I want to show the entire world that not only are you weaker than me, you never stood a chance in the first place.
Exactly. Well said, Angel. Well said. And of course, some of the action actually spilled at ringside. They fought amongst the crowds, where Carmelo Hayes at one point got at the face of Trick Williams' dad and cussed him out or said some shit. And
Jesus, I forgot about that.
Yep, and
seriously?
and Trick Williams was able to slap the flavor out of Carmelo Hayes' mouth for that, and the action continues back into the ring. So getting back over here, Carmelo Hayes takes the offensive, hits him out with a springboard clothesline, you'll love to see it, and hits him out with other signature moves. He hits the final cut, but Trick Williams will not stay down. Go on. Yep. And yep.
Oh shit.
And then Trick Williams.
Look at these guys. Neither one of them is touching the ground. Look, okay, you see Trick Williams delivering over here on the left.
A neck breaker.
On this neck breaker. And Carmelo, his feet are off the ground. The only one who is obeying the laws of gravity is the referee, and that is hilarious.
The referee had to nail his feet to the floor for that one. The impact of the shock nearly sent him flying too to see his ancestors.
You know, we got to give credit to the WWE, like their camera crew. Like, man, that's a really good shot of like that moment before it impacts, where both these guys are midair. That's amazing.
Love it.
That is really cool.
So now let's go ahead and continue on, Juancho. So
shit.
And then we get to the near end of the match where the steel chair comes into play. Carmelo Hayes, having enough of Trick Williams' shit, goes over to ringside, tries to grab a steel.
Where did the referee go? Oh yeah, he got knocked over, didn't he?
Yeah, let me explain. So Carmelo Hayes tried to get the steel chair. He tries to cheat, and then Trick Williams tries to grab the steel chair away from him. And then we get a ref bump as the referee is knocked out for a while. Trick Williams then grabs the chair and he unloads months and months of vengeance and torture onto Carmelo Hayes and frustration on Carmelo Hayes. Chair shot after chair shot after chair shot.
I'm tired of your shit, Mello. Mello may be money, but I'm whooping that Trick like you can't believe.
Hells yeah, and he certainly did just that. Of course, Carmelo Hayes was able to turn this match around, hits the code breaker on Trick Williams, and then he goes over to the top rope and he hits his signature move, which is called Nothing But Net, which is
basically a leg drop onto the back of Trick Williams' head diving off of the rope, off the turnbuckle here.
Hells yeah. And then Carmelo Hayes looks like he's finally put away his best friend. He goes in for the pin, but le gasp! Trick Williams kicks out after 2, and you can see the shock on Carmelo Hayes' face.
Look at it, he's like, excuse me, what?
Oh, I live for those moments, bro. When you see the face of, oh no, this was miscalculated.
No, it's not less miscalculation and more, wait, I did everything to this guy. I did everything I could think of. What the hell else is it going to take?
Why won't you die?
Yeah, no, exactly what he just said.
Is there something missing? Must more blood be shed?
So now
Must more backbreakers be thrown.
So at this point, Carmelo Hayes is desperate to try to put away Trick Williams, but after some more back and forth action, Trick Williams got back on his feet. He hits his running knee trick, a finishing move, whatever he calls it, to pin and win. And look at Trick Williams celebrating as he finally bested his former best friend, his former brother at arms. Your winner, Trick Williams.
Goddamn.
Every fucking buddy was celebrating on this. This is one of the few things I'm glad that Booker T wasn't in commentary for, because what's his nuts? Wade Barrett was actually in commentary for it instead. Everyone was chanting, "Whoop that Trick!" And yes, we fucking did. It's the kind of feel-good moment that you get where, like, everybody's getting their feel-good moments over here, guys. I love this. This is great.
It is.
It is fantastic. And you know what, Trick Williams, there's a lot to say about the main event. First of all, WWE had made mention of this, that this is apparently the first pay-per-view main event where 2 African-American professional wrestlers got a chance to be in the spotlight. So that's historical.
Hey, congrats.
Yay!
Hells yeah. And for Trick Williams, this is amazing because he's doing it in his hometown of Philadelphia, where he grew up, where he lived. This is personal to him. And he not only that, but by besting Carmelo Hayes, the man who has held the NXT brand for the longest time as champion, as being on top, Trick Williams has proven that he belongs in the main event.
Damn.
It's really
it wasn't just a personal matter of anger against another person. It was a matter of personal pride.
Damn right. Like, for a short time, Mello and Trick, they were tag champs for a little while, and Carmelo Hayes then had the NXT Championship. Trick Williams at that same time, I think, was that when he also held the North American title?
He held the North American title for a week.
Right, and that was also at the same time when Carmelo Hayes lost the NXT Championship.
Yeah,
and
but
rather than celebrating his buddy and everything, Carmelo started getting bitter and shit because, well, he lost his title.
Yeah, but just a little correction there, Juancho. They never won the tag belts.
Oh, I'm sorry, my mistake.
It's okay. It's okay. But that being said, great event. NXT Stand and Deliver, purely awesome. But now let's talk about the main event of night 1 of WWE's WrestleMania 40.
Oh boy.
This was such a gigantic ass weekend. We had the showcase of the Immortals spanning 2 nights, 4 hours each, if I'm not mistaken, or was it 5? Remember?
No, you were right. It was about 4.5-ish, 4-ish hours. It started the start time was at 7 o'clock.
We begin night 1 with the women's championship, with the women's world championship being defended by Rhea Ripley successfully against Becky Lynch, and we ended the night with one of the most high stakes tag team matches in the history of professional wrestling.
That's right. And this tag team and this main event is, of course, yes, like Juan said, a tag team match, playa.
Holla holla.
Featuring the teams of let's start with the left. The World Heavyweight Champion Seth freaking Rollins and his tag partner,
the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes! Everybody loves Cody because he has to finish the story in 2023 and 2024 Royal Rumble. Cody Rhodes
versus the team of the undisputed WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns and the final boss,
TKO board member, the People's Champion, the destroyer of the DC Extended Universe, the Dwayne Johnson.
Oh my God! Now, Angel.
Hold Yeah, hold on. Before we continue, in the chat, Vicente saying with Sean Spears as chairman gimmick, you would almost think he would have ran into this match despite having nothing to do with Carmelo and Trix's feud because of the fucking chair shots that was being thrown around.
It wouldn't, storyline-wise, it wouldn't make any sense.
It wouldn't make any sense, but still,
Yeah.
one could always wonder.
What didn't make any sense also is the fact that The Rock got away the sheer amount of bullshit that he did.
Now, Angel, you've seen The Rock act in movies, right? You've seen enough.
Yes, I have.
So, how did it feel to see The Rock in the wrestling ring, completely away from Hollywood?
Honestly, it was nice to see him proper in an antagonistic role better than the one he had in the Doom movie.
Yeah. Oh my God, yes. Although
it was fun to see The Rock play the heel part because, as we know, this storyline with the Bloodline has been going on for a long, long, long time. I'm pretty sure Roman Reigns has gone through about 3 different gimmicks by now with this whole thing.
Nope.
So seeing him, what?
All the same gimmick, the tribal chief, the head of the table, the man who will stop at nothing to maintain himself at the top of the hierarchy in the world of professional wrestling. He's been in the same gimmick pretty much since he became World Heavyweight Champion.
That's right. And I gotta say, I love how everything played out, especially if we need to backtrack a little bit, where they had that WrestleMania kickoff press conference back in February. Like, WWE at the time, they were dead set on having The Rock versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. And if it weren't for the fans support and the fans' outcry for Cody Rhodes to be in the main event, we would not have gotten what we have this past weekend. And in this tag, it was amazing. So, of course, with the fan outcry, WWE was forced to change plans, and we got this. And we'll get to the main event of night 2 in just a bit. But the main event of night 1 does have some important stakes. No, 1, you're jumping ahead.
No, that's from the main event of night 1.
Yeah, but I haven't gotten to the entrance talk yet. Now, this main event does have stakes. If Cody and Seth win, then Cody's match against Roman Reigns for the Undisputed Championship is strictly one-on-one, no chicanery, no shenanigans. But if The Rock and Roman win, it's Bloodline rules.
And what do those rules mean? Basically, the Bloodline makes the rules. Basically, they can say and do whatever the fuck they want and no one can stop you. Eat my dick.
Exactly. And you know what? I know Juan jumped the gun a little early. WrestleMania, all the wrestlers, they have their own grand entrances, and it was great. But let's take a moment to talk about the entrance of The Rock. Holy shit.
What, dude, when he said final boss, he meant it. That man walked in there with so much power, you could see the size of his health bar. It was massive. He had like 7 colors.
It was terrifying, and he came out complete with his own custom championship belt of the People's Champion, which he swears up and down was given to him by Lonnie Ali, the wife of the widow of the late great Muhammad Ali, who was the original and real People's Champion, as far as I'm concerned.
Actually, yes, I actually saw the footage, and it was gifted to him after they inducted Muhammad Ali into this year's Hall of Fame.
Yeah, because he had this made for himself, and he just handed it to her, and she gave it to him. It's him giving it to himself. It's the meme of Barack Obama putting a medal on Barack Obama. Okay?
You know what this reminds me of, though? Juan, do you remember back in the Attitude Era where where WWE Shop.com, they had the Brahma Bull Championship, but they never used that title on TV at all?
No, they never did.
That was so weird.
Yeah, it is
fascinating.
Odd, but you know what? They also did the same thing with The Undertaker at that time and with Mick Foley at that time, and no one gave a crap about that.
I guess.
Yeah,
all right. But
true. But ultimately what it boils down to is the fact that after the Bloodline basically has been building up their power and building up their cred and building up an increasingly high number of victims, and let's be honest, because of the awesome and somewhat theatrical beauty of the greatest mind in wrestling entertainment, aka Paul Heyman, as their personal priest, the Bloodline stood up. Thank you. They stood up as being the final boss, so having The Rock join them as the final boss only made sense, including that incredible performance when The Rock's catchphrase was interrupted only so he could acknowledge Roman Reigns, who then completed the catchphrase from them. And I gotta admit, that was a pretty cool moment. So it only made sense that in one of those, listen, we gotta join forces to stop this bullshit from happening, Seth freaking Rollins, in a move that admittedly nobody was expecting, would go to Cody Rhodes himself and extend the hand of, I wouldn't call it friendship, I'd call it partnership, because somebody had to fight the bloodline. Somebody
man.
had to stop these titans before they took over everything.
There is an old saying, Angel, the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
It's more
Exactly. And, well, closer to friends than they could be at that point. And good God, guys, what a goddamn match that was, wasn't it?
Juancho, what were you going to say?
I was actually going to say, Seth actually explains himself a little bit more clearly. You have to remember something very important. Over 10 years ago, when Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns were together along with Dean Ambrose, now currently going by Jon Moxley, as the team known as The Shield, when Seth Rollins betrayed Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose, he did so by taking a chair to the back of Roman Reigns, effectively ending the trio as a team as we knew it. When Seth Rollins came forward to offer his help to Cody Rhodes, he specifically said, I could not have imagined the monster that I would have created with that one chair shot to Roman's back. Because ever since then, Roman had stopped at nothing to get back not only at me, but at everyone he feels has disrespected him over the years as a wrestler and even as the undisputed champion. And so he feels it's his duty to put this behemoth of his own making down.
Absolutely. And of course, as Juan mentioned, yes, Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns, they used to be part of the Shield 10 years ago. Keep that factoid in mind, folks. We're going to come back to that later.
Remember that, it is important.
But let's go ahead and get into the tag match because holy shit. Speaking of gains on The Rock. Now, The Rock has always had an imposing physique, but when he got into the ring and he started throwing down, he we were concerned if there was a considerable amount of ring rust because he hasn't competed actively in the ring since 2013.
After his twice-in-a-lifetime match against John Cena, when The Rock was, at the time, the WWE champion, and lost the championship to John Cena himself.
That's right. Now, when he got into the ring, The Rock... of course, The Rock was a little bit slower because of course he was, but he proved that he could still lay the smackdown on their candy asses, as you see right here, laying the smackdown on the World Heavyweight Champion.
Seth Rollins was made to look like a chump in comparison to the Brahma Bull. I'm not gonna lie, I was like, wait a minute, what? Are you serious? This guy? Wait, we're looking at Dwayne, right? We're looking at ring rust Rock, right? Right? I mean, the guy was wheezing 10 years ago when he was going up against John Cena. How the hell is he, performing better now? What the fuck?
It was such an incredible match, and eventually all the teams got into the ring and started brawling. And then the brawl spilled at ringside. Cody Rhodes focused his attention on Roman Reigns, and The Rock focused his attention on Seth Rollins. And The Rock literally throwing his weight around as the final boss, and even started cussing at the referee, saying, hey, listen, if you count me out, you're fired.
You know who The Rock is. Fuck around.
That was such a beautiful display of corruption. He was so loud, you could hear him over the roar of the crowd, and the actual referee was going, bro, I'm just trying to do my job. If you count me out, I will fucking fire you. That dude was beefing with everybody. Even the referee wasn't safe from this beast.
He did not give two flying fucks. Also,
it was great.
Also, Ms. Kim is in the chat. Hey, up there, Ms. Kim. Welcome to this special edition of Wrestle Rewind. And Vicente was over here saying, yes, Doom was a low-rate movie, even with The Rock's talent. Almost as bad as watching the Great Khali's match.
Actually, I'm going to say this right now. I have a bias. I'm sorry. I like the Doom movie. It's my guilty pleasure.
Well, it's because Carl Urban.
If you like it, you like it, bro. I ain't gonna judge. It's bad, but that doesn't mean it's not fun.
I mean, it was funny to me.
It was pretty funny. You know what? I'm just gonna say it. I'm gonna say it right now. That scene, when it switches to first person, I don't care if the CG is outdated. That shit was the coolest fucking thing I saw that week.
Hells yeah, of course, absolutely. But now, let's go ahead and get back to the action of the main event of night one. So as I mentioned earlier, Roman and Cody, they're taking their fight over at the Titantron. We'll get to them in a bit. And The Rock focused his attention on the world champion. They brawled at ringside and throwing weapons at each other. You can see The Rock throwing the garbage can throwing it at, just lobbing it at Seth Rollins' head.
He fucking threw that shit like Donkey Kong at freaking like Jumpman over here. It was horrendous, and it's not like it's just a standard big plastic industrial trash can, but he fucking flung that thing like it was made of plastiline. It was horrifying. And poor
Yeah,
Seth.
every now and then you remember that The Rock is like an 8-foot tall giant made of pure muscle, even at his advanced age. That dude was lifting men that were almost his size and tossing them like ragdolls. Say what you will about his corruption and his evil ways, but when he talks the talk, he does, in fact, walk the walk.
Also in the chat, Miss Kim is letting us know hubby loves his glitch, the nerdies that he picked up. Congratulations.
Oh, thank
All
you.
right.
I'm glad that you tried them out, and I'm happy that you like them.
I hope you got a chance to use our promo code and save yourself some money there, Miss Kim.
She also says he has a sweet tooth. He said it tastes like Kool-Aid. He even puts them in his morning yogurt. LOL.
Well, that's awesome.
Nice.
I did not think to do that, but then again, I don't really eat yogurt that much. But I digress. That sounds interesting. I might try it sometime. You know, like the Trix yogurt?
Yeah.
That's what I'm imagining.
Yeah, that's good.
You know what? Seth Rollins could use that yogurt because, man, he was taking a lot of punishment that evening and he deserves some sort of dessert. Of course, the same cannot be said for Cody Rhodes, as Cody Rhodes was able to keep the offensive on the Undisputed Champion, as you can see here, hitting a vertical suplex onto the stage ramp.
So, yeah, Roman Reigns was actually taking the brunt of the fight this time. You can imagine Cody's over here like, damn, I'm actually doing good. I hope Seth is holding his own over here on the other side of the field. Meanwhile, Seth.
Meanwhile, Seth is taking his beating like Vegeta gets his licks, got his ass kicking in Team 4-Star. You can hear Vegeta's sound effects every time he gets
No,
hit.
seriously, Seth got ragdolled like he has some bad luck on this match, either by accident or on purpose. That man was forced to eat like 80% of the hits on that match. He was getting ragdolled.
It was a travesty, and it didn't get any better once these guys managed to somehow bring the action back into the ring. Vicente in the chat saying, Rock going literal garbage wrestling. Ha! Nick Gage and Tree Martinez of GCW and IWA Deep South are shedding a tear. Gross.
So am I.
Dude, there's a reason why these guys are shedding a tear. It's called syphilis, okay? They literally have it in their eyeballs, all right? It's not
That
even
being
mono
said,
anymore.
And you know what?
I will give credit where credit is due. Despite the sheer hell that Seth Rollins went through in that particular battle, he did genuinely gave it as best as he could. But so when he got back in the ring and he started properly coordinating with Cody, they really put those two other men on the back foot, including that beautiful moment where we were all led to believe that they have won. You know the moment I'm talking about.
We're gonna get to that moment when we get to it, but as
Coming up, don't worry.
Yeah. But as they make their way back into ringside, Seth Rollins was able to get some offense in, jumping from the barricade, hitting a double axe handle onto The Rock, and you know what? Yeah, and clobbering him. And The Rock, you know what? Despite being out of the game, he's proven that he hasn't lost a step. He's selling the moves for Seth Rollins as the good guys take control of the match, but not for long, because unfortunately, Seth Rollins, one of his main hurdles in WrestleMania is that he's wrestling with a knee that he recently hurt a couple months back, and that was one of the stories in this match, is that The Rock and Roman Reigns were working over Seth Rollins' knee. As you can see right here,
evil.
Roman Reigns smelling blood in the water like the devastating shark that he is, and focuses on the pressure, locking in that single leg crab in the middle of the ring, and
directly onto Seth's left knee over here. And you could tell that, okay, Roman is not what you would call a technical wrestler. He's not that. Not a ring mat technician kind of guy.
He's more of a domestic abuser.
Exactly. But say what you will, at that point, he knows a weakness when he sees it. Everyone knows that Seth was legitimately recovering from this knee injury, and so Roman decided to go ahead and take advantage of this while the getting was good.
Exactly. And so, and between Roman Reigns and The Rock, they looked like they had this match on lock. Cody Rhodes was able to get the hot tag in, and he tried to fight back against the Bloodline. Even at one point, before I get to that, even before that moment, even at one point at ringside, The Rock grabbed his Mama Rhodes belt and started cussing and yelling at Cody Rhodes' mom.
And that's how you know it was about to go down.
Disrespect on this fucking.
You made it personal. Listen, you can say whatever you want about Cody Rhodes. You don't have to like the man. But you can't be talking shit about his mama and don't expect a smack to the mouth.
Okay, it wasn't just his mama who was there at ringside. His father-in-law, Brandy Rhodes' father, was there alongside them, accompanying her, and he was in the middle of chemotherapy, and he decided to take a freaking break in order to join the family at WrestleMania here for the celebration. Or hopefully the celebration, you know?
Yeah, and then The Rock was just yelling up and down, like slapping the belt on his arm, saying like, "Yeah, he's gonna get that."
He's punishing his arm with the freaking weight belt almost more than he did with Cody.
I know, it's kind of like me punishing my knee anytime I have to say something and emphasize the importance of my statement.
That's because you can't.
Have you ever wanted to hurt somebody so badly that you ended up hurting yourself?
Ow! Yes, just now.
But yeah, needless to say, The Rock was in top form in this one. He was a force of nature, and whenever the tide would turn against him or against Roman Reigns, he would literally jump in and use what I cannot describe as executive corruption to force the match to keep going.
It was really
Once
good.
Again, Roman Reigns getting saved by everybody except Roman Reigns.
Eventually, Cody Rhodes did grab the belt, and it looked like he was going to whip The Rock, give him his few receipts, but The Rock was able to stop him in his tracks and started laying the smackdown onto the roller coaster. Once again, The Rock and Roman regained control of the matchup, but not for much longer, and we'll get to it when we get to it. Roman Reigns gets a tag, and he tries to put away Cody Rhodes with the spear and the Superman punch, but Cody kicks out after 2. So then Roman Reigns, out of frustration, locks in the guillotine choke, trying to force Cody to pass out in the middle of the ring. But Cody Rhodes is powered by the spirit of Philadelphia.
And the spirit of America, and the spirit of friendship, and the spirit of finishing the story. And the spirit of his mom being a cubana hijo de puta que te va a quitar el sabor de su pinche boca.
Adobo flows through his veins.
That's right. Cody Rhodes was able to fight back, and in one of the pivotal moments of the match, where Roman Reigns' hubris got the better of him, Roman Reigns was able to regain his footing, and he tries to go in for another spear, but unfortunately, it connected with the wrong person. Roman Reigns speared The Rock.
See, Rocky was trying to hold Cody up in order to get it, but Seth, at the last second, managed to snatch Cody aside just in time for the Tribal Chief to connect with the final boss midsection to shoulder. It was hysterical.
Props to Seth. Seth was in top form the second he got into the ring. He immediately jumped in. You could see, for the brief second that was there, you could see his face going, "Oh, he's gonna do it. Oh, he's gonna do it. Oh, he's gonna do it."
Yeah, no, Seth was on top of this entire time, regardless of how fucked up his knee was, regardless of the overwhelming odds, regardless of the savage beating he got from, effectively, his boss. Yeah, no, Seth Rollins was doing solids for Cody left, right, and center.
Man, I tell you what, man, the HR department is going to be working overtime.
Right? These freaking employee managerial complaints are gonna be insane to try to read out after everything.
Surprise plot twist: The Rock is the HR.
Shit.
God damn it! Of course, HR is never there to help the client. It's only there to help the company.
Vicente in the chat.
Those bastards.
Vicente in the chat was over here saying The Rock cussing like a Samoan man who's visited New York for only 2 weeks.
Okay, that is pretty accurate. Holy shit!
And then after that little miscalculation, thanks to Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes were able to regain the winning side of the fight once again, hitting stereo pedigrees in the middle of the ring, paying homage to Triple H.
See, it's funny because
that was genuinely the coolest moment of that fight. For a one brief moment, that double pedigree was so beautiful. I thought they had it. I genuinely thought they had them there.
I thought they had it too, but unfortunately the fight continues on, and Jordan Kirby saying, "Who will Cody's first challenger be?" We'll get to that bit of discussion a little bit later. We're still talking about the main event of night 1.
And truthfully, also, Jordan Kirby, welcome to Wrestle Rewind. We appreciate your face here. Thank you for joining us.
If you're new on this channel, please hit the like and hit the subscribe button so you can stay up to date for all of our media content when we go live every week. Now, the fight once again goes to ringside, and Cody and The Rock brawl on top of the announce tables.
Now, The Rock, being the smarmy son of a bitch he is, he went ahead and tore down the Spanish announce table, and he threatens to basically hit Cody with the rock bottom through the blasted table.
Angel, I know you were getting...
Hold on. That is a Spanish table. Ese es el rock bottom.
Angel, I know you were showing sympathy because the Spanish announce table kept getting wrecked every time.
The poor Spanish announcer, like, he looked like he was having PTSD when The Rock was approaching him. He's like, I am witnessing the crimes of my ancestors.
Like, I'm witnessing hate crimes against my generation, and I'm not even from this guy's generation.
Hey man, if The Rock
Exactly.
walks up to you and starts yelling at you and motherfuckering you all over the place, are you gonna object?
No.
No, I'm going to run.
Exactly. But
If a man decides an attitude of The Rock approaches me, even if I have a gun, I'm afraid he will catch the bullet between his teeth. I ain't getting involved in that shit.
The Rock thought that he would be able to neutralize Cody and put him through the announce table, so the power of hindsight be damned. Cody Rhodes was able to turn it around, and he used The Rock's own trademark move, the Rock Bottom, putting the final boss through the announce table.
For the American announce table.
That
The
was
American
genuinely
announce
the
table.
greatest plot twist I ever seen in my life.
Like, check it. I'm over here. I'm blowing up the image over here. You can even see the absolute disbelief in The Rock's face over here. It's like, what the hell is going on?
I'll tell you, man, The Rock
Wait,
is
that's my
great.
move. What the hell?
Dude, The Rock is great with facial expressions, man. I'm not kidding.
Oh, yeah, no. Say what you will about the movies he picks on, but he's a genuinely good actor. I'll give him that.
He can be a good actor when he puts his ego aside and does the work. When he doesn't, it shows.
But unfortunately, things start to take a turn for the worse as Seth Rollins also made it to ringside, but he was intercepted by Roman Reigns as Roman hits a spear, crashing Seth Rollins through the security barricade, just a couple of feet away from Cody Rhodes. Seth Rollins
Literally
has been
moments
taken
away
out.
from victory. Like, Seth really, he really looked like he was going there. But that spear, like, you could tell, like, he's done. That's it. That one put him completely out of commission for the rest of the match. My man went to see his ancestors that day.
Seth was sent to Valhalla for a second, and he was like, wait, am I dead? No, you're not dead. You're just having a concussion.
And Cody
Is that why I'm tasting strawberry?
And Cody Rhodes was left to fight the fight alone against these two men. He goes back into the ring and hits 2 crossroads onto the undisputed champion. But just as he was about to hit the third, The Rock wails Cody in his back with the Mama Rhodes belt, and Roman Reigns was able to hit the spear. And just as he was going to go for the pin, The Rock extends his hand, requesting to be tagged in. And The Rock lays out Cody Rhodes with the Rock Bottom and the People's Elbow to pin and win. Your winners of the main event night 1 of WrestleMania, the team of the Final Boss, The Rock, and the undisputed WWE Universal Champion, Roman Reigns.
What's worse was...
And goodness, what a match. What an upset. Like, genuinely... Nobody was expecting this to happen. Like, some of us were expecting it to happen, but we really are like, okay, what the hell is Cody supposed to do now? Because they're basically saying that winning this means that Roman Reigns he can cheat as much as he wants now.
Exactly. As far as Night 2 is concerned, that means that the WWE Undisputed Universal Championship will be contested under Bloodline rules. And that, like we mentioned earlier, that just means the Bloodline makes the rules. They don't give a fuck.
Exactly. The odds are stacked against the number 1 contender. Needless to say, Cody Rhodes' chances of winning the Undisputed Championship at Night 2 have really hit rock bottom.
Ow.
Ooh.
Were you rehearsing that, Jose?
No, that just came to mind right now.
Uh-huh.
That level of pawn needs, like, actual skill. That is not training. That is a gift.
That's true.
It's a horrible gift that we are cursed with to live every day of our lives. But it's a gift all the same.
At least any day of our lives where we have to interact with this hobo over here. What was worse about this was when The Rock laid Cody out at the end. When he was signaling for the People's Elbow, instead of trying to signal to the people like he normally does, he raises his hand to acknowledge the tribal chief, and he looks to Mama Rhodes, to Cody's mother, like, this was for you, Mama Rhodes. This is for you.
Absolute evil. Also, props to Paul Heyman in the other side of the ring, who is basically having what can only be described as a religious awakening in the back.
Right.
It was such bullshit, dude.
It was so
My
awesome.
dude is holding that red belt, and he's basically watching his personal Jesus win in the ring.
Right?
I gotta give it to all the members of this match. Like, that was a beautifully acted match in all corners. People really were at the edge of their goddamn seats at that point. That's how you make tension. That's how you make drama.
Exactly. Wrestling is half of wrestling is storytelling, and they're telling a compelling story, which brings us to the main event of night 2 of WrestleMania.
Does it, Jose?
Well, before we get to that, we actually do have an honorable mention to talk about here. Another cool match that happened during WrestleMania weekend in a special event called Josh Barnett's Bloodsport 10. It's a subsidiary event that's part of GCW, Game Changer Wrestling.
GCW is basically like the spiritual successor to Extreme Championship Wrestling. These guys are the kings of garbage wrestling, hardcore matches,
ultra-violence,
all that good jazz. You get it.
Yes, and in these events, in these Bloodsport events, they're more focused on these, how do I best describe it? They're MMA fights. They're not wrestling matches. They go into like these shoot MMA fights where they really like brutalize each other. It's the closest to mixed to the UFC that wrestling is ever going to get, you know?
I see. So it's less Tekken and more Mortal Kombat.
Pretty much.
Pretty much, yes. And the honorable mention goes to one of the matches on Bloodsport, which is in the women's bracket, representing the WWE, Shayna Baszler going up a one-on-one against Masha Slamovich representing TNA.
This was a legit shoot fight between the two of them, and you got to remember something. Shayna Baszler, she is a former mixed martial artist. If I'm not mistaken, she's buddies with Ronda Rousey, former UFC bantamweight champion and former WWE women's champion.
She was also, yep, that's right. And Shayna Baszler is also a former NXT women's champion. She's had an undefeated streak. She was dominant in NXT up until the end of 2019, and yeah, no, this was amazing. I know WrestleMania had great moments where Bayley got her WrestleMania moment and Rhea Ripley defended her title and all the other women got their spots at WrestleMania, but let's give credit, let's put some respect on Shayna Baszler.
And of course on
no, she put in the work. There is no denying that she put in the work.
Like let me paint the picture here for you, Angel. Imagine the ring, a regular standard wrestling ring.
No ring ropes.
With no ring ropes. So there's
God.
Okay. So that's number one. Number two, these ladies are shit brick houses. Shayna Baszler, she's not as large or as stacked as Rhea Ripley. She's more of like an average height and average size for a woman. But at the same time, she has got the build of a proper motherfucking fighter. Whereas Masha Slamovich, before she became exclusive to TNA wrestling, she had been working in GCW and she would tangle with the men as well. She was...
I'm sorry. Are you telling me her last name is literally Slamovich?
Slamovich.
No, it's Slamovich because bitches are about to get slammed. I'm sorry. You do not give a child a last name like that and don't expect them to become either a wrestler or a medieval warrior that is doing like actual conquering in the Crusades or some shit. Reclaiming the German motherland.
I know,
actually,
right?
The Russian motherland.
The Russian motherland, but
that
yes.
And you see her over here? If I'm not mistaken, for a time, while Masha Slamovich was actually working in TNA wrestling and she had an undefeated streak for a while, she was also doing double duty as GCW's world champion.
That's right.
She held the men's world championship.
Christ. That's right.
Do you have any idea how much of a gangster you have to be?
That's pretty gangster of her. But that being said, they had a pretty good fight. Great match. Shayna Baszler got the win in the end.
Neither of them. Do you want to meet either of them and fuck around with either of them?
I was talking about the match.
Sorry.
All right, no.
I'm asking Angel. Does he want to fuck around with either of these women? I think Angel died a little bit.
Angel?
Sorry, I'm here. I got distracted by something. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, I was about to say, I was showing you the image of Baszler.
The question is, do you want to fuck around and find out with either of these two?
Allow me to say this in the most educated way I possibly can. Would.
Oh my God.
Hey, you asked the question. It's not my fault if you don't like the answer.
Oh my God.
He's a masochist. What do you want me to say? Hey, man.
Yeah, you know what? Sure.
To quote Spike Spiegel, I like a woman who could kick my ass.
Yeah, see, Joe understands me.
That being said, Shayna Baszler was able to get the win over Masha Slamovich after locking in the ankle lock, and Masha tried to fight out of it, but then Shayna Baszler just went for the basic idea of just stomping her fucking head in until she gave up.
She's like, you know what?
That's just street violence. That's not fighting anymore.
Yeah, no, well, this one was a blood sport event. This one was a special event with more of a, like fucking blood sport.
It was
like kickboxer. We like Jean-Claude Van Damme and that dude with the giant.
I was about to say Jean-Claude. From fact, that was the first Jean-Claude Van Damme movie I ever watched.
Same.
It's freaking awesome.
Vicente in the chat, Shayna Baszler and Masha Slamovich together had to have been a 10 out of 10 classic. Neither of them could put on a bad match.
Oh, absolutely not. These two women are fucking awesome, and they deserve all the accolades for a great fight that they had at Bloodsport. Now, with that being said, which, once again, the event took place in Philadelphia.
So, like I said, everybody was cashing in on the WrestleMania hype, so...
Also, more importantly, kudos to WWE for actually, like, branching out a little bit and actually working a bit with other wrestling promotions, with GCW and with TNA.
So, yeah, well done, stretching out those olive branches, and gotta love it.
Hells yeah. Now, let's get to the main event of Night 2 of WrestleMania. Juan?
May I make a small interjection before we do so?
Yes. What's up?
I apologize for jumping in, but before we speak about the main event, the big match that everybody was waiting for, the sequel to the greatest movie since Infinity War, I would like to give my thanks to two particular wrestlers who really caught my attention on this one. The first one is LA Knight, who I would like to congratulate on defeating DJ Styles in a really brutal and AJ Styles in an epic and difficult match where, after his previous loss, really proved to everybody that he had what it took, and he's not just one-note man. He's not a one-trick wonder. The man put in the work, he took the hits, he delivered the excellent performance, and more importantly, he reminded us why he captivates the audience with his incredible mic skills, his incredible ass-whooping skills, and his excellent sick-ass moves. LA Knight!
Yeah! And who's the next wrestler you want to congratulate, Angel?
The second wrestler I would like to congratulate is the legendary Drew McIntyre for holding the heavyweight world title ship for the cleanest run I have ever seen. No controversies, no difficulties, no personal beef. For the 4 minutes he had that belt in his hand, he was the greatest that ever was and the greatest that ever will be. Congratulations, you dumbass.
Oh my god.
I can't begin to tell you how many motherfuckers I've seen on YouTube and on TikTok and on fucking social media everywhere basically saying like, motherfucker, all you had to do was walk away. All you had to do was walk away.
And he did not, but everybody did the walk for him. And as a nice side effect, I would like to give my congratulations to Damian Priest, the new worldwide heavy wrestling champion, and to Mr. CM Punk for not participating in the event and somehow still winning everything forever without doing a damn thing. No, seriously, guys, how is he doing that? So, call the lawyers. That has to be illegal.
I know, right?
Actually,
call the damn ambulance, but not for him.
Exactly.
Call the ambulance,
all right,
but not for me. All right.
Now, let's go talk about the biggest kahuna of them all.
Let's do it, guys.
Endgame.
WrestleMania, thank you. WrestleMania Endgame. Let's talk about it. This is the main event for Night 2 of WrestleMania. And this match is for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship, where the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns goes one-on-one against Cody Rhodes. Round 2. Under blood. This time for real. Under bloodline rules.
This was it. This was Cody's now or never moment. If he can finally finish the story and defeat Roman Reigns, he will have cemented his promise that he made over 2 years ago to his father, the late great American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, and bring the WWE Championship home to the Rhodes family, where it has been denied for so long, and finally giving the family the accolade and respect that they have so rightfully earned over the years.
Absolutely. And you know what? Speaking of WrestleMania entrances, I honestly thought that there would be no one that could top The Rock in terms of entrance and presentation, but damn was I proven wrong, because somehow Cody Rhodes was able to do it. And check out his entrance for Night 2.
He came out not only okay, folks that actually called this out, Angel, he was coming out in the
Mhm.
name of democracy. He was coming out in the name of freedom. In the name of
Cody Rhodes wrestles for Super Earth. Confirmed.
Actually, yes. Do you know, if you notice, on this version of his outfit, not only was he rocking the American Nightmare helmet mask thingy inspired by his logo, but you have his Homelander jacket actually rocking a Helldivers 2 style cape, and you see the flags behind him burning, standing tall, as like we said, this was a now or never moment for Cody Rhodes.
I love it. It was so good. I love the visuals. I love the presentation. Kudos to WWE for pulling it off. And of course, we get the return of a former valet. This person has been with Cody on all his matches on Dynamite. Juan, I know you miss her too.
Randy! Look at how wonderful Randy was. She's in WWE television for a long time, but now she's over here. She's for the beginning of the program. Randy Rhodes.
Now, on
She didn't
Wrestle...
stick around in the match, but she's just grabbed his helmet and left.
Now, no. Juan, I'm putting Juan on the spot because in the
Yes.
past on Wrestle Rewind, when we reviewed Cody's matches on AEW Dynamite, Juan has heavily criticized and called out Brandy Rhodes for her place in AEW.
Let me put it to you this way.
Really?
Let me put it to you this way. While Cody was in All Elite Wrestling along with Brandy, while Cody was perennially a good guy character, perennially doing his best to be a babyface for the company, his wife, Brandy, was leading a troop of women, calling them the Nightmare Collective, and going around raising hell, talking about how creepy and evil her team is, terrorizing other women in the AEW's locker room, and snipping off and stealing locks of their hair.
That was so weird.
What the fuck,
So,
man?
could you say that he fixed her then?
Yeah, no, he been fixed that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, they fixed each other real good. I mean, like, they have an adorable little daughter. Her name is Liberty Rhodes.
Hey.
wish that was a joke. It's
Okay,
not a
no.
joke.
This man literally fights for Super Earth. Let's not forget that when he made his dramatic entrance, his mask was very clearly shaped to imitate the head of the Statue of Liberty.
Hells yeah. Many people thought that Cody Rhodes was paying homage to Triple H in one of Triple H's entrances at WrestleMania. But what's important to point out is that this helmet, this skull helmet that Cody wore to the ring, was made by the same guy who made the monster masks for Bray Wyatt.
Wow. This man is literally decked to the gills on legacy energy. Respect.
Actually, yes. So, yeah, if you
Could you imagine? Like, Juan's gonna share the picture and just make. Could you imagine Cody getting some freaking creative help from the guy who helped make this?
look at this monstrosity. How in the hell would... Okay, shut up, Hindustan Times.
No,
Honestly.
it's perfect. Because listen, freedom itself isn't scary, but a man yearning for freedom can be the most terrifying thing there is.
And there's nothing more terrifying than seeing this motherfucker on the other side of the ring against you. But I digress. The point is, Cody and Brandy, after Cody was raised up from the depths in order to stand against the tribal chief one more time, is greeted by his lovely wife. She takes his perennial crown and walks back to the backstage area, so that Cody can face this man one-on-one, mano a mano, hand to hand.
Hells
It's the basis
yeah.
of all combat.
All right. And now let's go ahead and get to it because I got to say, like,
He
man,
wasn't the only one who got a fancy entrance, mind you. When Roman Reigns came out, Reigns basically fucking came out with a full-on orchestra.
That's right.
It was a full-on nightmare orchestra of people doing Latin chanting for him in the name
Hey
of the
man,
tribal chief.
did you know shit gets real with the final boss as Latin chant?
Okay, fair enough. His entrance was great. I have a personal bias because I'm a fan of Cody. Sorry.
No, understandable. Let's be honest. Everybody has a personal bias against Roman Reigns. Also, I respect the fact that they both didn't immediately run into the ring and started throwing hands. There was that solid 30 seconds of just looking at each other, and you could tell, my man, there was bloodlust in there. That was hatred built. That is not hatred that is made. That is hatred that is nurtured and bathed and put in the sun and given nurturing care and beautiful fertilizer. That hatred has grown into a hate tree that will give birth to hate fruit. And it's the most delicious fruit in the world. Except that there's another tree trying to steal your goddamn fruit. And I lost track of the metaphor. But the point is, this is some real shit here.
It really was. Before we continue...
How can you call wrestling fake if that moment felt so real?
What's up, Juan?
I was going to say, I don't think we actually said hello to Project Metal Music, did we?
Hello, Project Metal Music. Welcome to
didn't,
Wrestle
sorry.
Rewind. You're just in time. We're talking about the main event of WrestleMania Night 2.
And Vicente was saying, when one time Masha Slamovich threw one of her bully girls down a flight of stairs and slammed the second girl's face into a wall.
Whoa!
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So legitimately, Masha Slamovich, she is that bitch. You don't cross that.
Damn. All right.
That's what a beast of a woman.
All right.
Speaking of beasts, let's see how these two men threw down heavy style and got this shit underway, shall we?
Yes, as I mentioned earlier, it's bloodline rules. No disqualification, anything goes. These guys wasted no time in going after each other. They brawled at ringside, and eventually they brawled over to the crowd again, where Cody, once again, suplexes Roman Reigns, this time onto, what does it look like, an equipment box or what?
Actually, yes, that was an equipment box.
That was an equipment box over there. The fans loved
right in
it.
the equipment.
Paul Heyman had this big OMG moment in his face.
His facial expressions are unmatched.
I love Paul Heyman. He's such a character. Okay, what's the name of the MC of The Undertaker, the one who sadly is resting in peace?
Paul Bearer.
Okay. Oh wow, they're both called Paul. I forgot.
Right?
Listen, if you are the MC for the big wrestler, man, and your name starts with Paul, you have to be the biggest ham in that entire arena. You have to be a bigger wow, I just realized he also works for a guy whose entire shtick is stoicism. Well, holy shit.
Yeah, I know. But as Cody and Roman Reigns make their way back into the ring, Cody clearly got the offensive in on the tribal chief. He tried to springboard off the second rope to try to hit a disaster kick, but the tribal chief caught Cody midair and planted him in the middle of the ring with the devastating power bomb.
God, that shit was brutal to watch.
That's when you could see the tides were shifting back and forth between Roman and Cody. This was not easy to call right off the bat, no matter how much wishful thinking we might have tried to bleed into this.
Absolutely. And then Roman Reigns, out of the sheer disrespect against the American Nightmare, actually used Cody Rhodes' trademark finishing move against him, tried to hit the crossroads onto Cody. He tried to go for a pin, but Cody kicked out after 2. And then he had a little asshole moment where he literally said in front of the camera, like, yeah, what am I kidding? That move never put away anybody.
The absolute shit talking was
the
massive.
Freaking disrespect. You're going to A, use this guy's move against him, and B, when it doesn't beat him right away, you shit talk the move. The disrespect.
Very much so.
Sodium freaking chloride in play here, people. What the hell?
I love it. I love the shit talking. That's what makes Roman Roman. But as we continue on to the fight, I do have more pictures, Juanjo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, as we continue on to the fight, Roman Reigns continues to lay the punishment onto Cody Rhodes. Even going as far as to hitting Cody with a low blow at ringside and powerbombing him again through the announcing table.
So this is where shit's like, oh crap. All right, start packing it in, people. This looks like Roman's gonna try and finish him now. He's literally the announce tables received more abuse on the second night of WrestleMania than they did throughout the entirety of the first night.
What tables? That's just kindling by the end of the fight.
By this point, Roman Reigns looks like he had the match won, and he looks like he's going to capitalize on another WrestleMania victory. Cody Rhodes was able to turn the tide around. He hits the Cody Cutter, and then he hits the first crossroads onto. Go ahead and share that. Yep. No, but first of all, he hits Roman Reigns' trademark move, hits the spear, but Roman kicks out after 2. So now, Cody Rhodes hits the crossroads. He hits the first crossroads onto Roman, but then, surprise, bloodline rules. Cody Rhodes was ambushed by Jimmy Uso.
Then this is where
That's right. Earlier today, the Busso brothers had their big dramatic match where Jimmy Uso was previously defeated, but obviously that wasn't enough to put him down. He ran in at the last possible second with the face of a man that did one too many lines of cocaine and tackled Cody just before he was about to gain the decisive advantage over Roman Reigns. And everybody went, motherfucker.
For the record, we're not accusing Jimmy Uso of actually taking cocaine. It's an expression.
Relax, people, it's a joke.
That being said, I am proud that he's managed to stay sober and not get into not get pulled over by the cops again.
Beep, beep.
Anyways,
that's a real thing.
Of course,
that's a real thing.
We couldn't go. We had to go there because we had to go there.
Listen, we're not gonna say he's a coke boy, but we are going to bring up the fact that he's had DUIs. Okay, it's a matter of public record. It's not our fault.
Exactly.
You cannot escape the truth, Cody.
But now getting back to Jimmy, but Jimmy Uso will soon be eating shit because out comes his brother, the same brother that beat him on night 1. Main event, Jay Uso makes his way down to the arena, and Jimmy Uso and Jay Uso, they have their brawl over on the stage. Everyone in the entire stadium just started chanting "Yeet" at them. Started chanting "Yeet" for Jay Uso.
It was fun.
It was hilarious and horrifying at the same time because, yeet and you shall be yeeted.
But that being said,
yeet
it looks like
repeat.
Yeah, because at that point, that's where Jay Uso decided, you know what, I don't give a damn what it's gonna take. I'm gonna put my brother away. And
let's just say Jay and Jimmy took the word yeet a bit literally. Wancho showed the picture.
Oh yeah. Surely surely that with both of these men being absolute professionals, they were shit.
Jay Uso spears Jimmy Uso off the stage, and both men went colliding through
another equipment box
and just died. I'm just like, holy shit, that happened.
Yeah, both of them.
Yeah, no, they fell 8 feet to the ground. That was actually a pretty nasty looking fall.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh shit, are they actually dead, guys? I think. Oh, fuck. Call the ambulance. For them.
Thank God they're not dead. Thankfully, it's just, them out of commission. So, good news, Jimmy and Jay are out of the picture. So, bad news is we're back to Cody and Roman having to deal with Roman's shenanigans.
But Cody Rhodes was able to regain his footing. The both men brawl at ringside, and Cody Rhodes, looking to pay back for what happened to Seth, he spears Roman Reigns through the security barricade.
It's legitimately...
Dude, that was so beautiful.
It was literally the exact same spot in the barricade, too. I'm like, dude... what is wrong with that piece of barricading that these two managed to get knocked over in it 2 nights in a row? Why wouldn't the company try to secure that a little more? Also, you see the Warren Treaty, the musical guests who opened night 2 by singing "God Bless America" in the background, aghast.
Hells yeah! Oh my God!
She's literally clutching her chest.
I know, right? She looks like she's about to sing soprano.
Roman was definitely singing soprano by the end of that. He speared me.
For real though, having Cody return the favor from all the shit that Roman Reigns put him through and hit him with his own signature move so hard that he left the man winded. Roman genuinely didn't get up for a solid minute.
No,
that attack laid his ass on the ground.
And Cody Rhodes had a limited window after the spear. He brought Roman's body back into the ring. He tries to hit the crossroads. He nails the first time. He nails the second crossroads in the middle of the ring. But now all of a sudden we're all getting flashbacks to last year's WrestleMania as Cody tries to go for a third crossroads, but then out comes the enforcer Solo Sikoa and jabs Cody in the throat with the Samoan spike.
It's literally
God fucking damn it.
You saw how that move goes? It's literally nothing more than his taped up thumb going right into the throat of your opponent. That is how psychotic Solo is. That's why his thumb
he's a bit of a bulldog of a man.
A bit?
There's a reason why he is the enforcer. He will take...
He enforced, all right. He enforced his tumble over Cody's trachea.
Exactly, and after that, he tries to put Roman Reigns' body over Cody, and the referee counts, but Cody was able to kick out after 2. So now, Solo is directing... before we get to another surprise reveal, Solo Sikoa was directing traffic, demanding that Roman Reigns takes him out, and Roman Reigns struggles to get back on his feet. He hits the spear on Cody, but then Cody kicks out after 2. Again! The American Nightmare will not go down without a fight!
He will not.
Solo's face is genuinely. He gets so fucking angry at this point. Like, he cannot comprehend how is this man still. Why won't you die?
But now, to channel my inner Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, then the music hits.
Oh no!
And his name is John Cena!
Yeah!
To the surprise of literally everybody, the other man of the people, John Cena himself, doesn't even bother with the introduction. He takes 3 steps into the ring, his cap comes off, and that man didn't run. That man flew.
Yes, he did.
He took 1 step and fucking teleported to the other side of the ring. He did that thing that Dragon Ball does. And just teleported to where Solo's body was, grabbed him, and literally catapulted them both outside of the ring. How would you call that? That wasn't a wrestling move. That was a drive-by.
That was a superhuman move, man. That John Cena is not normal. I tell you that.
How did he, dude? No, I'm kidding. I'm not kidding. There was a distance of like 100 feet between the entrance and the ring, and he covered that distance in like 5 seconds.
Like, you gotta give it up to this guy. He's not.
That man is a monster.
They don't call him Super Cena for nothing. And John Cena got into the ring. John Cena got into the ring and laid out Roman Reigns with the attitude adjustment, and then he turned his attention on Solo Sikoa, the same Solo Sikoa that took him out at at the Crown Jewel at Night of Champions last year.
His eyes promise revenge.
That's right. John Cena lays out Solo Sikoa, using the attitude adjustment and putting Solo through the Spanish announce table. God. I'm pretty sure the Spanish announcers are okay because it's John Cena.
Like, you have to remember.
They didn't see it. All they saw was Sikoa being lifted in the air and thrown around like a fucking episode of Akira.
You have to remember something very important. Both Spanish announcers had actually jumped over the freaking barricade and were on the other side along with the audience in order to get the hell out of the way.
Hey,
they
man.
did not take any chances.
Hey, man, if John Cena were walking up to you and he was yelling at you, motherfuckering you, are you going to object?
No, sir.
Okay,
no,
good.
I would be very confused. Where is that voice coming from? Who's yelling at me? I didn't do anything, man.
Like, why is this voice so mad at me?
So now, 2 members of the bloodline.
I'm just trying to do my job.
So now 2 members of the bloodline are taken out thanks to Jey Uso and John Cena. But now we get the final boss, and he rocks down to the ring. He's storming to the ring, motherfuckering in front of the camera. The folks have to censor him a lot.
So now
I love how we have to use that as a verb now.
I can't believe this shit. Which WrestleMania was once in a lifetime, Jose?
WrestleMania 28 in Miami.
Yeah, there we go. WrestleMania 28 was the quote, the once-in-a-lifetime match. It was literally a year in the making. In the first time, The Rock and John Cena squared off. The Rock won. The following year, we had our twice-in-a-lifetime match. For the record, it's not ever been officially called that. I just call it that because what the fuck? Where John Cena defeated The Rock. Now, here these guys are, over 10 years later, thrice in a lifetime. Locking eyes.
Seriously.
It's beef for the decades. The most finely aged steak you could find.
I know. Check it out. It's amazing. These people both stared at each other, and they were like saying at each other, I'm assuming The Rock cussed again.
Yeah.
Oh, he always does.
Yeah.
Give me one day that man doesn't scream and profanity, and I'll call you a liar.
Oh, but just as John Cena was about to throw a right hand, The Rock immediately shuts down the Doctor of Thugonomics and lays him out with the rock bottom. And
damn.
That's I think you should stay fucking out of my business, you dumb son of a bitch. You don't run this ring, I run this ring, goddammit.
Yeah, that's for replacing me in the Fast and Furious movies, asshole.
Hey, you give it back for me,
What an insane
man, we're throwing a lot of
matchup.
jokes tonight.
We got
jokes nowhere near as much as we went to wrestling. This fight just goes on and on, my friends. For the record, Cody and Roman Reigns have been out of commission for the last 5 minutes as the show keeps throwing assist after assist. And it looks like The Rock has put down John Cena, and him as the final boss. Things are not looking very good for the American Nightmare. Unfortunately, he forgot the Tree of Liberty is watered with the blood of traitors. And before the eyes of Lady Liberty, well, we are in Philadelphia. What is that place known for?
Well, what? Brotherly love, cheesesteaks?
A bell.
The bell. Well, before we get to the bell, it's actually important that we... Hang on. No. we're jumping the gun, guys, because there was something that did happen before the bell. And unfortunately, not even the cameras were able to get a good shot of it, but the music hits, and it was the old music.
India, Echo, Lima, Delta.
The Shield. The Shield music hits, and the fans were all chanting. They were all getting excited. And at one point, and honestly, I was sitting here, Juan was thinking the same thing. We were all thinking, like, wait, the Shield is coming back? Is Jon Moxley coming back?
Is this a one-time appearance of Jon Moxley returning as Dean Ambrose along with Seth Rollins in order to finally take down this monster of Roman Reigns? Nope, it was just Seth Rollins in his old Shield clothing,
and he was immediately taken out by Roman Reigns.
And that's the bullshit of it all.
That's the bullshit of all. Just like it happened so fast.
Which is why.
But you are forgetting, my friend. The point was not to win. It's called a distraction, smart guy.
That's right. Just as The Rock was busting out his Mama Rhodes belt, then we get the bell toll. The cameras go dark. And the only other man that could stand up to The Rock, to the final boss, is the dead man.
Bong.
The Undertaker makes his WrestleMania return.
It was hilarious, and it was so fucking bullshit. Nobody saw this shit coming, and it was even more hysterical because you could see the Undertaker. He's not in his usual gear of being in the full costume and all. He's in his old dead man outfit, like his old American badass outfit, with just his sweater and a freaking beanie, and he's still the Phenom. He's still the dead man. He's still the American badass. And the second Rock the Dwayne Johnson turned around, he knew at that moment he fucked up.
Exactly. The Rock the Undertaker stares him dead in the eye, grabs him by the throat, and choke slams the final boss in the middle of the ring. I wish I had a better picture, because there was a picture of The Rock using his OMG face while flailing with the belt while getting choke slammed.
Oh no, you don't! The Rock.
The risk I took was calculated. It was too late. I realized I suck at math.
It was wonderful, and the whole time, the Undertaker, he had just had the beautiful mean mug face on him of, I heard you talking shit like you thought I wouldn't know.
I wouldn't find out.
Yeah,
no, dude, it was insane. The amount of come from behind moments of there is no way they can win this. Oh my god!
I know, it was so
7
beautiful.
times.
We are Barack, my brothers. Oh my god, it's Jover. No, we are so Barack. It's never been more Jover than it is now. We are Barack, buddy. Woo!
Well, the main event is certainly not Jovered yet. The bell toll hits again. The cameras fade to black, and we return back to the action of Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns. And at this point, it's just Cody, Roman, and Seth. Now, and there is a steel chair in the middle of the ring. Roman Reigns grabs the chair, and he had the opportunity to finish off Cody Rhodes, hit him with the chair, hit him with a spear, win the match, and retain the Undisputed Championship. But unfortunately, Roman is consumed by hatred. Roman is consumed by personal vengeance. He cannot let the past go.
And in that moment, in the almost identical to when Seth betrayed Roman Reigns, Roman took the steel chair to Seth Rollins' back, laying Seth out completely. And before he could turn around and take that exact same chair to Cody, that's when Cody struck.
Cody blocked Roman Reigns' spear and hits him with 3 crossroads in the middle of the ring to pin and win. Your winner and the new undisputed WWE Universal Champion,
Cody wanted to finish his story off again when it's 2023, and he couldn't finish it off, and it took him all year in order to finish it off. And then he came back in 2024 and then took the on the Royal Rumble, and he stayed on Seth Rollins and quickly finished the story off after being impersonated triumph. Cody Rhodes.
Yes!
Motherfucker. Oh,
was that the best one? That was the best one you did, one.
After so goddamn long, after the sheer difficulty and constant fighting and the struggle, and not one, but 2 humiliations inflicted upon him by The Rock himself, Cody, empowered by the sheer spirit of America, took it back, and with the help of friends, because, you know, friendship was the real wrestlers we made along the way, he won. Well, we all wanted him to win, but that was genuinely the best way he could have gone. He grabbed that man, twisted him like a pretzel, and basically told him, oh, that move ain't never gonna work. I'm gonna make it work. And he made it work 3 times. By the time he was done, Roman's back looked like somebody had turned into a Laffy Taffy machine. It was incredible.
It was amazing, and it was such a heartfelt, heartwarming moment here because Cody Rhodes was able to celebrate his victory with not just by himself, but he was greeted in the ring by a lot of the WWE wrestlers who were holding Cody Rhodes over his shoulder. It was such a great moment. Take a look at the picture.
Okay. It is actually significant as to all the people who who came to celebrate with Cody. It was Sami Zayn, who was formerly a member of the Bloodline, Kevin Owens, a guy who feuded with the Bloodline, Jey Uso, who had defected, LA Knight, a guy who no one thought could actually stand up, but he nearly took Roman Reigns down. The same with Randy Orton, the Apex Predator, who came back to help bring the Bloodline down. Every single one of these guys, along with John Cena, along with fucking CM Punk, and finally with Seth freaking Rollins hobbling his way up to celebrate, and Brandy herself coming down the ramp to hold her husband as he let his emotions go and cradled him as he held the championship in his hands.
That's right. And
what an extraordinary tale of everybody literally coming together to win this extraordinary victory. Like, bro, I had tears in my eyes. That shit was beautiful.
That almost made me cry too, and Cody Rhodes fulfilled his promise. He did say in an interview on Monday Night Raw that he wouldn't be able to bring the championship back to his father, but he could bring it back to his mother.
And so that's when, of course, with other family members, Mama Rose herself was helped up into the ring, and Cody presented the championship to his mom for everyone to see, along with his sisters, his father-in-law, and a friend of the family, if I'm not mistaken, Joe Hubert Jr., a.k.a. -1 in AEW's Dark Order, the son of the late Brody Lee.
That's right. It was so amazing. And this was such a terrific finish to, in my opinion, one of the greatest WrestleManias of all time. And Cody Rhodes, he is such a humble person. He got on the mic and cut a post-match promo and invited not only WWE executive Bruce Pritchard, but also the man spearheading the new era of WWE, Triple H.
And invited him.
Yeah.
He's literally like, I know he's probably kicking and screaming and asking not to do it, but Paul, Triple H effect, Hunter, come on down here. I want to shake your hand and thank you. And you could see Triple H as he's going down the ramp. He's like, no, stop it. God damn it, I can't believe it. Legs, why are you walking? Legs, why are you going up the steps? Legs, why are you going up to Cody?
What is this warm feeling in my chest?
Arm,
get this shit off me.
It's like Arm, why are you reaching out to Cody? Stop. God damn it.
This was amazing. Cody Rhodes is such an awesome, noble human being. He celebrated his win, and he thanked everyone. Like he was giving kudos to Triple H, to the ring announcer, to Samantha Irvin, the ring announcer, to everybody. And that's where we leave off in WrestleMania. Cody Rhodes, the new, undisputed WWE Universal Champion, and ushering in the new era of WWE.
Angel, you were going to say something real quick.
How beautiful. I would like to actually give my thanks to an understated champion in this victory. LA Knight was nice enough to bow down to give the spotlight to Cody, as he damn well should. But I would like to give my sincerest thanks for the man for growing so quickly, because I gotta be honest with you, Knights. LA Knight is very quickly becoming my favorite wrestler, because all the way back, since you guys sat me down for the Friday Night SmackDown of October 2023, where LA Knight boldly interrupted Roman Reigns' entrance, literally walking by him, and then signed the contract and challenged him to his face, that was the point when you realized that if he was willing to stand to him, somebody will be able to stand to him. I would like to remind you guys of that beautiful moment when he says, "Whose game is this?" and he raises the finger and the crowd stops talking. Name anyone in the ring that has that level of control over the audience.
Fair enough.
That is incredible.
Okay,
I'll
fair
give
enough.
that my props because he was my dark horse in this race.
Okay, fair enough. Everybody has their... Hey, listen, everybody has their favorites, and with Cody Rhodes as the new Undisputed Champion, that opens a door to new possibilities, new storylines, new matches, and who knows, maybe down the road we'll get Cody Rhodes versus LA Knight for the Undisputed Championship.
Don't do this to me, I wouldn't know who to root for.
One guy who definitely sacrificed everything in order to help make this happen was undoubtedly Seth Rollins himself.
Oh yeah, no.
In the tag match on night 1, he got pulverized, he got his knee twisted within an inch of his life, and he got the most savage beating of his life by fucking Black Adam of all people. And all for him to go back the following night, in order for him to come back at less than 100% to defend his World Heavyweight Championship against Drew McIntyre, who completely pummeled the shit out of him and managed to take the World Heavyweight Championship from Rollins. But that wasn't the point for Rollins. The point for Rollins was for him to make sure that no matter what happened, that Cody could not lose to Roman at WrestleMania, and he sacrificed his body, and he came back specifically in order to drive the message to Roman. What is your choice going to be, Roman? Are you going to maintain your throne, or are you going to give in to vengeance and take me down? And thankfully, Roman's hubris led him to take the bait. Seth had to be helped up on his feet by Randy Orton, by Sami Zayn, and Kevin Owens. All three of these guys, after the fucking chair shot and after the beating that he took in this match, in order for Seth to be able to come up to the ring and for Cody to thank him and congratulate Seth. Because if it weren't for Seth being his shield, Cody could not have won the World Championship tonight.
Hell's yeah, man.
That's right.
WrestleMania. It was literally the moment of, did you do it? Yes. What did it cost? Everything.
Yes, indeed. It was truly, it was truly Avengers Endgame levels of awesome. This was, like I said, this is one of the greatest WrestleManias of all time, and a lot of folks are going to be talking about this for years to come, and I can't wait to see what the future holds for the WWE. So,
first off, in the chat, Vicente was over here saying, rather than Coke, Jimmy and Jey Uso some nights turned into Samoan versions of the Sandman. Oh God!
Oh no!
Not the Marvel villain, but the Extreme wrestler who's basically a drunk.
Yeah.
Usos, Solo, Cena, The Rock, and Undertaker, such epic run-ins. Other wrestlers holding Cody up on their shoulders was a great WrestleMania 10 copy. The Locker Room did that for Bret Hart at WrestleMania 10. Yeah, I remember that, and that was when Bret Hart had the ladder match. Oh no, he had the Iron Man match, right?
No. WrestleMania 10 is where Bret Hart wrestled Yokozuna and won the WWE World Championship.
There we go.
And that's where the locker room emptied out and celebrated with him.
There we go. Thank you.
That was 1994 in Madison Square Garden. But that being said, so Juan, Angel, your final thoughts on WrestleMania this year?
Honestly, I loved it. Every match was memorable. Every performance was memorable. Admittedly, I'm a little biased because most of my favorites won. But hell, even the ones that lost genuinely held it down. Oh yeah, and before I forget, props to Mr. Sami Zayn for literally punching himself back off the ring with nothing but willpower to win that match.
Yeah.
To win the Intercontinental title from Gunther.
That man literally died 7 times in that ring, and his corpse literally refueled itself to life with a necromancy born out of sheer spite. But yeah, no, the performances were great, the matches were great, the charisma, the event, the drama, everything went down exactly as I hoped it would. And okay, admittedly, I am, once again, fairly new to this whole wrestling deal. This is like my second or third WrestleMania. But guys, this is the one I'm putting on my Hall of Fame. Like, I'm measuring this one against all the other ones from now on. This is the bar. Let's see how far they can raise it.
This is a good bar to set it to, Angel. And I like even with that match, I can't help but also admire even though the one that I'm going to mention is a little more of a car crash match. There's of course the 6-team the 12-man 6-team ladder match for the Raw and SmackDown Tag Team Championships, where we unfortunately had the Weasley team of Austin Theory and Grayson Waller winning the SmackDown Tag Championships. It wasn't. It was imagine hysterically the Awesome Truth, the team of the Miz and R-Truth.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's okay. We got the Miz and R-Truth as Raw Tag Champs.
Yeah.
That's right. Yes, thank you. Thank you for reminding me for night one, the incredibly insane performance from The Miz, trying to make sure R-Truth doesn't run off to another state or something to finish the match there. And the incredible performance for R-Truth, who somehow manages to be in a completely different world while wrestling in the match. I'm pretty sure that man thought that he was doing a completely different WrestleMania that day.
Right?
He probably did.
And of course, I think we can all collectively agree that we all did not like the finish of the triple threat match where Logan Paul defended and kept the WWE United States title.
Yeah, fuck Logan Paul.
Very impressive.
Even fucking though you had iShow Speed hiding as the fucking Prime mascot, even though it was hilarious watching him get kicked across the fucking floor by Randy Orton after he tried to bark at Randy like a big dog, like a tough guy. What did Randy do? He picked him up onto the announce table, he barked right back at him, and flattened him out with an RKO and killed him.
Yeah, Randy Orton will take a man who barks like a bulldog and turn him into a puppy in seconds.
Bitch got put down.
He fixed him.
Now, with that being said, great WrestleMania weekend, great shows all around. Everyone got their flowers, especially the ones who wrestled in the main event. But we do have to turn our attention a little bit because we got some bullshit to bring up. And yes, we do. Yes, we do. And this is the part where I'm going to have to hot tag in my partner here, Mr. Juan Arouse, to fill in the details.
All right, here we go. Fucking hell. All right, give me that. Get your butt cushion away from me. Hey, folks, Juan Arouse, one of the heads of Ravens Flock, the tech guru of the team, the host of the Black Files, and Jose's tag partner for Wrestle Rewind over here. I'm the other voice that was disembodied in all this. Now, as we were mentioning here, WrestleMania weekend was not just a victory and celebration for the WWE, but it was also a victory and celebration for every other professional wrestling promotion that was running shows and promoting themselves in the Philadelphia area in order to take advantage of the rising tide, in order for them to raise their ships along with the WWE in this historic and new era. And then you have All Elite Wrestling, who decided to announce on Saturday night during their episode of Saturday Night Collision, they decided to make the announcement of airing something that no one really expected AEW to put out.
And I would like to add that at this point, nobody really wanted to see.
Which was the previously unseen footage from security at Wembley Stadium from last year's All In London, where the backstage altercation between Jack Perry and CM Punk took place. The same backstage altercation that was given cause enough for CM Punk apparently to be terminated from AEW. Even though, according to Punk's own words, he basically said, "This place is a joke, you're a clown, I quit." So, can it really be a firing if he quit beforehand? I digress. Those are
Local man gets sick and tired of everybody's crap, leaves.
Now, what we're going to say and do here is something that I am not a stranger of doing. Since that announcement was made, up until when it was this footage was released last night on this week's edition of AEW Dynamite, I held in my mind the belief that this was going to be some kind of a publicity stunt, that it wasn't going to be genuine footage from All In, it wasn't going to be real backstage footage of the actual altercation between Jack Perry and CM Punk. I believe this was going to be a bait and switch. And one person who vehemently believed and was given confirmation that this wasn't going to be a stunt, that this wasn't going to be a publicity joke, that this wasn't going to be a bait and switch is Dave Meltzer, the editor-in-chief and founder of the Wrestling Observer newsletter, the largest online wrestling community and wrestling journalist in the world. Now, during the discourse of the weekend, when this announcement was made over here, Dave Meltzer himself had said that, yeah, this is genuine, and I have confirmation from sources in AEW, this is going to be real footage. He was being questioned on his Twitter feed, and apparently folks were even questioning his methods and his decision to block people for disagreeing with him or for trying to tell him that he was lying. In which he responded by saying, "Nope, never block anyone who disagrees. You have to either lie or be insulting or comment without reading." So that's his response to this other person, at Cristina Colombiana, cool, who said, "Nice to see Little Dick Meltzer blocking anyone who disagrees with him." He's saying, no, I don't block people who disagree with me. I only block people who are either lying or insulting me, or who comment under this stuff without reading and actually just throwing bullshit, which I can respect, which I can understand. Go back over here, Jose. Now, I had actually went ahead and chimed in under his announcement. Go ahead and close off in the bit where it says window capture. Switch that off. You'll see that I had actually put up under his same announcement tweet where he says AEW will be airing the Punk Perry footage on Wednesday. We'll discuss that on tonight's show. This was on Sunday night. To which I had actually responded and said, Dave, it's going to be a bait and switch. Save your dignity and don't feed into it. Now, I ask you, Angel and Jose, was what I said insulting?
Angel,
Not as far as I can tell, unless you're insane.
Was what I said a comment that denotes that I did not read what he said? No, right?
No.
Was what I said?
Not really.
I didn't believe that it was.
As far as I can tell, no.
Now, here's one thing that I will do that no one else, at least on Dave Meltzer's end of the spectrums of professional wrestling journalism, will do. I will admit when I'm wrong. Last night, they aired this footage on AEW Dynamite, and it was indeed legitimate footage that showed the backstage altercation between Jack Perry and CM Punk.
Which we will talk about more on this Saturday's edition of the Ravens Fly.
Now, I will very easily say, okay, I was wrong. I was mistaken. I believed that these guys were going to try and pull a bait and switch for a cheap angle. However, I was wrong. And I will never back away from admitting to a fuck-up. I will gladly and happily admit when I fuck up. Jose, why don't you show the folks how Mr. Meltzer responded to me?
All right.
No, go ahead. No, go back to split screen. There. Image. Yep. Down. The next one. There. No. Select it. Change it.
All right.
Browse.
Yep. Sorry. And yep.
So, how did Mr. Meltzer respond?
By blocking Juan on Twitter. Angel?
What is there to say? Am I supposed to be surprised? Am I to be impressed by seeing what I said? Like, this is exactly what I thought was going to happen, because it's social media and it's filled to the brim with beautiful, beautiful hypocrisy. There is no sweeter wine. There is no fuller bread. Because of course he did. Because of course he did.
Because of course he did.
Because of course he did.
Of course he did.
Did I lie? No. Am I mistaken? Yes. Have I admitted to my mistake? Absolutely. I will own up to it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If there's something that I get wrong, I will admit to it, and I will apologize for it, and I will correct myself in the future, as any responsible fucking journalist does. Go ahead and switch back to the main cam and say, come on. We're enough to seeing this stupid old bastard anyway. Dave, ever since this year has started, you have been striking out in almost every one of your fucking predictions and your inside theories and your inside information in regards to how well-sourced and well-knowledged you are. The fact that you were right about this doesn't take away from the fact that you have been way mistaken on a lot of shit in recent months. And people are beginning to see the horse shit in your eyes coming out of your mouth. They're not taking your ass that seriously anymore. They will take you with, where is it? Pass me one. A salt shaker.
It's amazing what you can do when all you have to do is... it's amazing what you can do when all you can do is just admit you're wrong sometimes.
Here's a candy. Take it. You see this? You see this salt? You see how I have 2 packs of salt? Fuck you, Dave. You are an idiot. One would think that a gentleman who has been in the wrestling journalism sphere for over 30 years, for nearly 40 years, would have a little more decorum, a little more dignity, a little more accountability. And why, oh why, would you even bother blocking a scrub like me? Why, oh why would you even bother? Like, we're literally... with a cow, we're literally freaking, like, what's the fucking term again? Like couch warriors. We're literally fucking, like armchair coaches, armchair warriors. Are you fucking serious? Is he really so threatened when I said save your dignity and don't feed into it? I was trying to say something that I believed was fucking professional enough to say, you know what? I think that you should hold yourself to a higher standard. I think that you should not feed into this unless we see the frames of the footage one by fucking one and actually see it. Because these guys have, at AEW, particularly Tony Khan, are notorious for overpromising and under-delivering. And Dave Meltzer's coverage and lionization of Tony Khan has been doing him no favors whatsoever. And that same lionization has cost him an incredible amount of his credibility in the sports journalism spheres. Me, like I said, I'm a fucking scrub. I'm an internet asshole. I'm an asshole in front of the camera. Jose's an asshole in front of the camera. When Angel's in person, he's an asshole in front of the camera. We're just a pack of assholes. We're throwing our takes because we're not given the same press access that Dave Meltzer is. Because we're not the same guys who actually get sources fed to us, who actually get people to speak to us, and actually have them speak their piece and confide in us. We have to come up with our information or come up with our delineation of the world of nerd and pop culture with what we observe with our eyes, what facts are presented to us, and what we can logically and to an extent emotionally also deduce from whatever information we have to come up with a conclusion, something to present to people. Last I checked, that's pretty much the definition of journalism. Not scrotum sucking.
No, the definition of journalism is to make bait posts and chase for cloud and then get really racist. That's what journalism looks like right now.
Dave, I'm not even mad that you blocked me. In fact, I'm glad that you did, because this just goes to prove, once and for all, that you're shit at your word. Your word is worth less than nothing. And if this is how you treat a nobody scrub like me, like the Ravens flock, with something that wasn't even an insult, with something that anybody can objectively view as a plead for objectivity, as something so insulting and threatening that you have to block them, then what does that say about your credibility? What does that say about why anyone should trust you at your word? What does that say about how seriously you should be treated? Dave, as your younger and thankfully little bit saner colleague, Brian Alvarez, would say, for your behavior, I am ranking your ass -5 stars. Fuck you, Dave.
Okay then.
Don't applauding me. Now get your ass back on there. We're trying to wrap up. Also, Matthew Coburn's in the chat. Hey up, Matthew Coburn. Welcome. We're just about to wrap up over here. Vicente is over here saying Logan did save Rey Mysterio from a near broken neck once in a match, but Logan is only good as a part-time wrestler, really. All of maybe 4 seconds of Punk and Jack Perry. All it looked like was 2 shoves, and Punk went for a standing guillotine choke, then broke up.
Yeah, don't worry, Vicente. Tune in this Saturday night on the Ravens Flock, and we'll talk about more of that footage and how it benefited AEW.
Awesome.
And we also got a new guy here.
Johnny Autism Wrestling, JAW. How you doing, buddy?
Sup, dude?
Welcome to Wrestle Rewind. He's saying, I'm taking a vacation from AEW, probably will be permanent. They lost my respect, and they just proved Punk was right, and that was not cool to try to make Punk look bad. No, It really wasn't. And you know what? Like I said,
once again, Punk keeps winning by doing nothing. I'm telling you, all he had to do was grab his stupid goddamn belt and walk away. Just walk away. Punk is not even insulting you. He hasn't even made fun of you. He made more fun of Seth Rollins' entrance 1 match later.
No,
walk away. No, he's not walking away. Guys, he's not walking away.
CM Punk legitimately looked Drew McIntyre in the eyes and said, I never won a championship match and had people chanting someone else's name, pal. So
Yeah, no. Like I said, there's a lot to unpack with this, and we're going to talk about it this Saturday night. But for now, this pretty much wraps up the entire thing. Juan, ring that bell.
Don't mind if I do.
Overall, great WrestleMania weekend. All the shows were fantastic. NXT Stand and Deliver was great. I loved all the matches that happened on the card. And also Ring of Honor, Supercard of Honor. Mark Briscoe got his moment in the sun, and he won the World Championship. And we crowned a new Ring of Honor World Television Champion, a Women's Television Champion, in Billie Starkz, who's one of the younger prodigies in wrestling. Good for her. And of course, Shayna Baszler, she is a true badass, and she reminded us why she is the submission magician in taking on Masha Slamovich. And of course, WrestleMania. This year's WrestleMania was absolutely amazing. It gave us exactly what we wanted and more. And this is giving us just a taste of what to expect in the new landscape of the WWE that's being captained by our new, undisputed WWE Universal Champion, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes.
Angel, now we know this ain't your usual wheelhouse over here, but overall, how are you feeling, buddy?
I'm feeling pretty good. I'm enjoying quite a bit myself, and I can only hope it gets better from here. Part of me feels a little like, I wouldn't call it nostalgia. It's like a pension sadness that I really did miss the golden era of WWE because I wasn't there when it happened. And sadly, I was only around for the crappy era of WWE when everything was going bad. But now that I got rid of some of its worst elements, now that it seems to have some decent management, we are pushing in some both new and old talent. We're seeing some good matches. I dare say the greatest thing AEW ever did was exist because it made WWE get its shit together. And I am incredibly thankful for that alone.
Competition does make for good business.
Damn right.
All right. With that, we are pretty much at the end of our program. I do have a couple of announcements. As I mentioned last night on the Black Files, and Angel can confirm with me, this Saturday we are returning with Los Amigos Play at 5 p.m. Eastern right here on YouTube and Kick, and we are starting off with Metal Gear Solid 2: Sons of Liberty.
Angel,
That's right. This time, Mr. Casabona himself will be holding the controller for the first half, and Mr. Toy Slasher will be holding it for the second half, as we evolve into what is considered to be one of the greatest video games for the PS2, and the first video game to have seriously tackled the concept of postmodernism. Arguably, while Metal Gear 1 was well known and famous, Metal Gear 2 was the one that made Mr. Kojima both famous, sir, and far more infamous. He cemented his reputation with 2, which is ironic because he made like 4 other games before this.
Absolutely. And of course, folks, we do have our quarter annual subathon that's coming up on Sunday, April 21st at 1 p.m. Eastern, exclusively on YouTube, where we will play the Super Mario Party on the Nintendo Switch.
We're going to have ourselves a nice, good old-fashioned friendship wreck party, And we're hoping that you guys will help spread the word so that we can get more subscribers in here to take a look and join the Ravens flock on YouTube. And of course, this following our episode of Los Amigos Play, on Saturday night at 7:30, we have this week's edition of the Ravens Flock.
That's right, where we will discuss the backstage footage that was released by the AEW regarding Jack Perry and CM Punk. More on that Saturday night. We're gonna give it a week to breathe as the story continues.
You mean like 2 days?
We're gonna give it the next 2 days to breathe as the story is still developing as of right now, and we're gonna have a lot to discuss this Saturday night, won't we, fellas?
Damn right.
Damn right. And I hope that you will join us for that, because if there's one thing that we enjoy more than talking about shit, it's talking about shit to a captive audience. And I mean captive in the literal sense. You're not leaving. Give me your money.
Right. All right, Juancho. Go ahead and plug us away.
Don't mind if I do. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and everybody in between, thank you very much for watching this week's Wrestle Rewind. Special guest Angel Mendez, hosted by Jose Kessler. AEW Dynamite, and TNA Impact. Step into the ring every Thursday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, simulcasting on YouTube. Hit the subscribe and the follow button, ring the notification bell, stay up to date on all of our content. Become an informer by hitting the join button, and until next time, continue to follow us on, where is it? There it is. Facebook.com/TheRavensFlock, Twitter.com/RavensFlock13, Instagram.com/TheRavensFlock online, Kick.com/TheRavensFlock, and of course, remember to hit the subscribe button. Ring that tiny little notification bell right here on our flagship platform, youtube.com/TheRavensFlock. Come along on the Black File. Los Amigos Play, Wrestle Rewind, and the Ravens Flock.
All right, folks, thank you very much for tuning in to a special edition of Main Event Thursday for Wrestle Rewind. For Mr. Angel Mendez and Mr. Juan Arauz, I'm Jose Caspona, and congratulations, Cody. You finished your story. Yeet!